You know, wouldn't it be funny if I just cold opened my video talking with this insane accent? Hello everyone, welcome back. Are you ready to go to work at the Magnus Institute where we all employed? Me neither! Hey there peeps, and no, I don't mean the marshmallow. Welcome back to the channel. I'm doing this accent right now because what we're going to do today is listen to the Magnus Protocol. I do it in my own head quite a lot. It's become what my inner monologue has sounded like for some time now, and listening to the entirety of the Magnus Archives did not make it any better. It's a great podcast if you've never seen it nor heard of it. The Magnus Archives is a horror mystery anthology podcast by Rusty Quill. Jonathan Sims is the head archivist at the Magnus Institute in London, which takes reports of the esoteric and paranormal and investigates them, takes statements from people who have experiences with these things and try to figure them out, essentially. So it starts out being a wonderful short serial type thing where it's just creepy episode to episode, and then the mystery starts. I'm currently listening to it a second time through. I've gotten so many of my other friends, even some of my family, into it since, and it's truly one of my favourite pieces of media I've ever consumed in my entire life. If you want to listen to the Magnus Archives, I highly recommend it. I very much think you should. However, that does mean that you should skip this video. Obviously there will be spoilers. I don't know when I made the decision that this entire video was going to be me speaking with this accent, but the bit has already been committed to, so here we are. And so there's a sequel to that show, which wrapped up in 2021, I believe, and there's a sequel show that started last year in 2024 called The Magnus Protocol. I've tried to avoid too much information about this because I wanted to go in mostly blind. The initial setup is basically that the same fears that governed the world of Magnus Archives have now gotten into this alternate timeline, and so what we're seeing, not timeline, sorry, universe. So what we're hearing is an alternate universe version of similar events. I was sort of hesitant to listen to this show for quite a while because I've so deeply enjoyed the first one, and sequels are almost never as good as the originals, but I read the cast list in a very basic description and had like 400 questions. John and Alex both still play characters, which really caught me quite off guard, and so now I'm truly excited to hear that. Also, Gwendolyn Bouchard? What? Not that Gwendolyn Bouchard is in any way related to Jonah Magnus, but just the fact that there is another Bouchard character immediately flagged all of my red flags and made me go, what the hell is happening? I must know. I need to listen to this podcast. Without further ado, the Magnus Protocol.
Hello, I'm Anusha Battersby, voice of Gwendolyn Bouchard in the Magnus Protocol.
Usually I just skip through all this stuff at the beginning, so I'm going to do that again now.
The Magnus Protocol. Maybe you're a brand new...
Wait, back up. Hold on. Hi, Alex.
Hi. This is Alexander J. Newell, founder of Rusty Quill and co-creator of the Magnus Archives.
I didn't know he was
and
the
I'm
founder.
here to welcome you to this first episode of the Magnus Protocol. Maybe you're a brand new listener who has never heard anything we've made before, in which case, welcome. Although technically the Magnus Protocol follows on from the original Magnus Archives, it's absolutely fine to start here, then go back to earlier episodes if it tickles your fancy. You have picked literally the best episode to start on, so great work. We hope you enjoy it. Alternatively, you might be one of those really weird people who listen to all of the tragic horror from the Magnus Archives and are back for more. In which case, welcome. Glad you're still listening.
I've been called
Either
out.
way, thank you for joining us as we embark on this together. Anyway, that's all for now, apart from saying thank you one last time and telling you that it is a privilege and an honour to be horrible in your ears once again. Enjoy.
I'm so excited, and the song is already so creepy.
Rusty Quill presents
God damn it.
The Magnus Protocol.
Oh, that's haunting. Oh.
Episode 1, First Shift.
Hey, John. Good to hear your voice. You alright? I'm scared right now. Bacillobus. I wonder what that means. Oh, it's a computer. That's funny. The logo.
Listen to me. Bones are a lie peddled by Big Milk to keep you buying. No such thing.
Right.
What? Bones are a lie peddled by Big Milk. Okay. I was not expecting a huge laugh at the top of this, got to be honest.
So, what keeps your body upright?
Spite and coffee.
Well, I'm afraid we can't all
Mood. Okay, so they both already work for something weird.
Even if his nibs lets you off the hook, which he won't, you couldn't bring yourself to just leave. Not till you figured out all these fun little errors.
Or they finally kill me.
I mean, sure, that too.
Okay, so apparently it's also quite impossible to leave this job, whatever it is.
That he can expect supportive co-workers here at the OIAR.
Oh yeah, we're a real family.
Teddy.
Hmm?
I understand you're leaving us, but that's no excuse for being sloppy. Please ensure you shut down your workstation before you depart.
Hmm? Oh, I already...
Monsters Incorporated, question mark?
Oh, that's, right, hang on, I'll...
Of course. I should have known.
Right then, hurry it up. Time to mould you like clay into the perfect government drone for the Office of Incident Assessment and Response. There used to be a separate response department, I think.
Is this Windows 95?
Of course not. Don't be ridiculous. This is a modified version of Windows NT 4.0, the business-focused predecessor to 95. See that symbol?
FR3-D1.
Meet Freddy. The program doesn't really have a proper name. Bespoke software from the mid-90s, I think. Searches online databases, newspapers, forums or whatever for incidents, flags them, then passes them through to us for assessment.
What sort of incidents?
You'll see.
Right.
Right, would you say this is more dolls, watching, or dolls, human skin? Now you try the next one.
Right, so...
Email to Darla Winstead.
Alice, what is
Dwin
this?
Hey! You
@mailpod.com.
got Norris!
What?
From
It's...
Harriet
hang
Winstead.
on, you can pause it by hitting space.
HPW332.
Sorry, I didn't think you'd get one of those so soon.
Oh my god! It's Alex and he's a computer! This is so funny and I'm having so much fun right now.
Started about a year ago. Best Colin can figure something broke and whichever genius made the program ran some redundancy through the sound card. All it really means to you is that it'll read out maybe 1 in 20 cases and won't let you do the next one till it finishes.
Oh my god. It's reading the statements. I'm sorry. I'm jumping to conclusions, but that makes me so oh my god, yay. Alex is still here. I'm so happy about that. I adore him. Martin was my favourite character in the Magus Archives. I love Martin and John for very different reasons in equal parts, almost, but when someone asks me my favourite, I say Martin, because he's just the biggest cinnamon roll ever. And also, quite a badass at the same time.
The search program from the 90s, why would it have text-to-speech?
Good question. Till it finally collapses forever, we just have to put up and shut up.
Me
So
with my
how do we stop it
spine, for
reading them
real.
out?
So, there are 3 voices it reads them in. I call them Norris, Chester, and Augustus. Although Gwen doesn't like it. This one here...
Hold up. Okay. Okay, see, I know because I looked at the cast list earlier that Johnny Sims is Chester. Now, who the fuck would the other one be?
Norris. He and Chester are the most common.
But it's okay if I do hear it.
Date May 12th, 2022. 7:36 p.m. Subject RE. Checking in. I'm
It's
so
Alex.
sorry. I should have listened. I just couldn't face the thought of the rest of my life never hearing him again.
Okay, I'm sorry. These statements are creepy enough on their own. Them being read in a computer voice is terrifying beyond all reason. I thought having no digital record possible of statements was worse. I think I might have been wrong. Especially considering that it is Alex's voice. This is deeply unsettling. Jesus Christ.
I had to try. It wasn't a scam.
Oh, good, the
Not
music
like you
is
said.
here.
He sounded different when he called. He just gave me an address and told me to be there that night. Grantham Cemetery.
Lovely.
I started to wonder if this was all just another messed up sales pitch. Some preachy lesson about acceptance and letting go before asking for more cash.
I'm sorry, anytime someone says the word sale or mentions exchange of currency in the Magnus Archives, I assumed we were talking about Mikhail Salesa. And I'm going to stop assuming that any of the characters here are characters from that podcast or references to the characters from that podcast. However, I'm watching you very closely.
I used to love the night. I look at the shadows, not the lights. They hide whatever it was that took him away from me. The shape was all wrong.
The violence.
Then my step. I turned to leave, hoping I could get back to the main road lights, but then the figure began to speak from where it was stooped in the dark.
Can I have a cigarette?
It was his voice. It was Arthur's voice. I know you won't believe me, but he called my name, and I know it was his voice.
Creepy.
I froze in place, and as the moon escaped the clouds for a moment, I could make out the discoloured skin, the mismatched features.
It's giving the
It
monkey's
moved.
paw.
I said the only thing I could think.
Can I have a
Arthur?
cigarette?
Is that you?
Darn it.
And that voice I have loved for 20 years answered. Some of him.
Oh!
And then it laughed. Heaving gasps and wheezes that seemed to leak out as if through a rotten bellows. It laughed and laughed violently, throwing its head back and forth, faster and faster, impossibly fast. So fast I could hear bones snapping. I ran. And it
Yeah.
didn't chase me.
I would run too. I need way more context, but alright.
Are they all like that? What? Upsetting and horrible? Yeah, more or less.
What do you actually want, Gwen? Your job. You think you could do it better?
I do. Well, good talk, as always. Excellent use of my time. Let me know if you have any other gems of wisdom you want to spit in my face.
I hate the digital audio cutting. It's terrifying. Make it stop. That's worse than the tapes. Seriously.
Hey! Colin, wasn't it? So that's it, is it? Lynn has hired another smart-mouth prick just to piss around and cause problems. Well, okay. I already have to explain to some chinless inbred politician that we're running on something as old as the goddamn Atari Falcon.
Now, hang on.
Forums.lostcityurbex.com. Board
Never
index,
mind.
Spelunking.
Got another talking
Sites.
one.
New topic. Magnus Institute Ruins by Red Canary on Sunday, April 10, 2022.
What?
3:31 p.m. Anyone know what the deal is with the Magnus Institute? Recently moved back to Manchester and I've been keen to keep up my spelunking, so was looking at the lists here of good sites to check out.
Okay, first of all, hi John. Second of all, if there is a crater in the ground where the Magnus Institute used to be in this universe that this person can spelunk in, I am going to lose my mind. This is terrifying, and I immediately hate it, and I do not want to continue, but here we go anyway.
I get that it's useful to have a way of saying a place has been explored to death, but usually when that's the case there's at least a few photos that can be found online. Is it worth me checking out?
Okay, I'm sorry, I hate this. You have to understand this. You simply must understand this. I only finished the Magnus Archives, like, maybe 2 months ago, like a little bit before. So the wound is still incredibly fresh in my mind, body, and soul, okay? So hearing John read a thing aloud again that is like new content I've never heard, but also it's a parallel universe, but also, hey, the Institute doesn't exist, and also you are not actually Jonathan Sims. You're a guy in a computer. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking Okay, this is a lot to process, and also I don't even have all the information yet. But like, oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna be normal about this. I'm gonna get through this.
I don't know why he put the Magnus Institute on the cleared list. Never really thought about it. Maybe it's been a self-fulfilling thing and no one's been checking it out because it was put on there by accident. R.E. Magnus Institute Ruins by Red Canary on Wednesday, April 20, 2022, 12:10 a.m.
Here we go.
Just got back. Definitely not cleared. Really weird place. Kind of cool, but really weird.
The music.
Port tomorrow.
Oh.
Any news on this? Really keen to see some pictures. R.E. Magnus Institute Ruins by Red Canary on Friday, April 22, 2022, 6:33 p.m. Sorry, yeah, that's the problem. Having a really tough time actually uploading any of the pictures I took.
You can't do anything digital to the Institute, but for some reason the people that work wherever the hell this office is fine with digital. I am conspiracy theorizing so hard right now. Good to know there's still some weird digital hold-ups with the Institute itself.
Plus, not been feeling super well. Forgot how weirdly paranoid I can get after spelunking. But yeah, the building's an odd one. Looks like it hasn't been touched since the fire, and that was, what 20 years ago?
Okay, literally what the fuck? How is it spelunking if it's not in a cave? Second of all, if there's a fire, did it create like a whole ass hole in the ground? Isn't spelunking by definition cave diving? Yeah, okay, I knew I was right about that. That's why I gestured that way, so I could put it in the edit without even having to think about it, because I know that I'm right. And I even extra know that because one of my favourite episodes of the Magnus Archives is a spelunking episode. There better not be a fucking crater where the Institute used to be, okay?
Structure itself is in pretty good shape. A lot of damage and scorching, plus the third floor is pretty much gone.
How much do you want to bet that the Institute was built by Robert Smirk? I'm curious if that's the same in this universe too, or if there's like an alternate universe Robert Smirk equivalent. Structure still stands. Possibly made me think architecture brain. Anyway, keep going.
There was one spot where my foot went through the floor, but TBH, that was mostly me being careless.
Okay. Nothing on this planet could have prepared me for Jonathan Sims saying TBH out loud. That's so casual of a statement. That's so... Haha, statement. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, wait, conspiracy theory afterthought. What if... Hey, look at the Muppets poster on my ceiling, not my weird lighting. Okay. What if the reason that Chester and Norris have Alex and John's voices is because those are statements that they also recorded analogly back in the day, but they were ones that like weren't important enough to be included in the plot of the show, if that makes sense? Because like there's a lot more statements in the archives than there are episodes of the Magnus Archives. We know that for a fact. That's canon. So what if some of them are leaking through as like new statements to this new company, and for whatever reason, somehow magically, the recordings that those guys would have had to do analogously, or whatever the word is, analog style, got digitally processed and read aloud in their somewhat computerized voices now. Anyway, carry on.
Like, if you told me it was a Victorian asylum or something before the fire, I reckon I'd have believed you. Lots of austere old furnishings that are still in decent nick, and a bunch of offices like little cells. There was clearly what used to be a massive library or archive or something in the first basement layer. Also, I don't know how to describe it really, but there was a bunch of old graffiti. I don't mean tags or anything. I didn't see any tags at all, actually. And it wasn't your standard, "your soul is forfeit," spooky ruins graffiti. It was like symbols and stuff, and some pretty suspicious stains on some floors.
This is really advanced computer technology. It can pick up inflections in a human voice and read it in that way. As a voice actor myself, I think about how much work it must take to train your brain and like body to be in the mode of like, I am Jonathan Sims and I am creepy, versus just, Johnny Sims, who is a guy.
The photos from the spelunk seem properly gone, but I did find an old wooden thing with a bunch of similar symbols on it. Some kind of empty box.
Don't.
Not really sure what for, though. Gonna see if I can get the light right for a decent pic. Edit. No dice, I'm afraid. Must be something up with my phone camera. Quote, I did find an old wooden thing. Just to be clear, theft from explorations is not endorsed by this site, so I trust you were simply remembering something you saw and not admitting to taking souvenirs. Sorry, I know the rules. I'm going to go put it back, okay, so you can call off the dogs.
Oh my fucking god. You are so stupid. You are so Have you never in your life read nor watched a horror story or like a ghost movie maybe, or just literally anything with common sense? If you are paranoid in the first place, then why would you steal something from a supposedly haunted site? This was already bad, and now it's going to get worse because you did that, mate, okay? Jesus Christ.
I don't need anonymous DMs calling me a thief or threatening me. I can dox people too, you know. It's just a hobby. A bit of fun.
Are you having fun? Because I'm terrified.
I don't know where this aggression is coming from, Red Canary, but to be clear, this forum does not allow for direct messages to be sent anonymously. 2:01 a.m. Image removed by moderator. Canaries should stay above ground. What the hell is that? Are those eyes? Are you alright? R.E. Magnus Institute Ruins by Archer K on Saturday, April 30, 2022, 7:33 a.m. Red Canary, you have been warned. Our terms forbid posting explicit images including gore. I'm sorry it's come to this, but you brought it on yourself. Red Canary has been temporarily banned. R.E. Magnus Institute Ruins by Badgraph 31 on Monday, May 09, 2022, 7:07 p.m. Any more word on this? Is Canary still banned? Kinda worried about them after those pics. Thread locked by moderator.
Bitch, what? No.
Sam?
Tell me the rest of the story.
You okay?
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the bloody hell was that? No. Just no. All around no. Immediately no. I'm so scared. What the hell was in that box? What size was it? What were the symbols? What were the photo that got taken? What the one photo they could submit and it was too gory. Why was the gory one the only one that would go through? Because the mystery's not allowed, but the horrible bloody aftermath is. What was the picture of? Are they alive? What the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Look, it doesn't matter to me, but...
God, I hate this.
Hey, have you heard of the Magnus Institute?
Like from the case? No? Why?
Nothing. Just a bit of a blast from the past, that's all.
Blast from the past? Does Sam know about it? Did he know something about it 20 years ago, maybe? Well, if it... Okay, so, hold on. If it burnt down 20 years ago, I'm wondering how long it was in operation. Like, I'm assuming it was probably founded the same year, right? So, in theory, there should be a bunch of record of the Institute running and existing and the work that they did, but it burnt down over 20 years ago. There was no papers left on the site. It doesn't seem like anything probably had time to be rescued, knowing the supernatural nature of all this. The fact that Sam called it a blast from the past is really interesting. And also, if he and Alice were friends back in uni days, I wonder if she also knows anything about it. Also, if at any point Mike LeBeau shows up in this podcast, I'm going to lose my actual mind. I've been very, very sad over Tim's death lately. Couldn't tell you why, really. I mean, it crushed my soul at the time, because Tim, my sweet beloved boy, I will cry on the spot. Also, if Ben shows up, I'm gonna fucking throw this computer across the room because fuck you, Elias Bashard. Stupid Gwen. By the way, okay, yeah, that's the other thing. I wonder if Elias Bouchard is just like a normal guy in this universe, right? Because a relative of his, maybe, possibly, is involved with this whole situation, which they still haven't actually told us the name of the place that these people work, by the way, which is interesting. Maybe there is no Elias. Maybe Gwen just exists instead of him. I'm just so curious what non-Jonah Magnus Elias Bouchard would be like.
Sounds like you met Chester.
Must you name them?
I don't name them. The universe names them.
The what?
Through me.
It's a bad name.
So's Gwendolyn.
To the first day of the rest of your nights.
Cheers.
Was it really that bad?
His phone is recording inside his pocket right now. He's not at work anymore. Okay, so now instead of constantly being followed by random spontaneously appearing tape recorders, literally anything that can digitally record will spontaneously turn on. Like there's some sort of entity traveling betwixt technologies. Oh, I hate that. I hate the show. I don't. Okay.
Something to focus on, and I need that right now.
He's traumatized.
It's not too awkward working with an ex?
Only if she won't stop bullying me.
Ah, guess it'll always be awkward then.
The lore. The drama increases. Hell yeah.
Alice, these cases...
Yeah?
Do you... is there...
Yeah.
What's up with them? You think they're real?
I don't see how they could be. Mostly I try not to think of them like that, like things that might or might not have really happened. They're just words on the screen.
Everybody says that at first, and then you get eaten by something, and you believe.
The new beginnings.
With old friends.
Fucking hate that sound.
You're not as clever as you think you are. You think you've got us all fooled. No one knows you're listening. I do. I know. I'm gonna find you, and then it's...
What? Oh god, the orchestra is terrifying.
The Magnus Protocol is a podcast distributed by Rusty Quill and licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike 4.0 international license.
Yes, thank you, John. Get the fuck out of my ears. I can't stand you people. Okay, I'm so glad that I decided to get back to this endeavor. It is 1:37 a.m. currently. I want you to know that. I have work at 8 a.m. tomorrow. But it was driving me nuts that I hadn't finished this, and I've been in a Magnus mood, so I was like, let's go home and get spooky. Statement of Joe Spooky regarding... Okay, well... I'm immediately sucked in. Thank you all so much for watching and tuning in. I truly, truly wish that I could just go on a binge and, like, listen to the next 7 episodes of this right now, but I can't because bloody storage issue, and I really would like to turn this into a series. So this is going to be a react channel now. Haha, just kidding. It's going to be me continuing to do whatever the bloody hell I want, which is a variety of things. If you liked this, leave a comment. If you didn't like it, leave a comment. I get your engagement data either way. Haha. If you liked the video, make sure to like the video. It helps out the channel. Share me with your friends, family, anyone who you think might be entertained. Share the Magnus Archives with your friends and family. For the love of God, I beg of you. It's such a perfect show. It's got amazing re-listenability to it. You will definitely catch something new the second and third and fourth time. It's so damn fun. I'm on my second listen through right now, and I'm already like finding things in every single episode from the first season like, what? They name dropped them that early? Jesus Christ. I'm going to go. I've decided that the outro for this channel is going to be something goofy that I heard the cast of Hell of a Boss do the last SAC anime I went to. Okay, bye! I don't know if you noticed, I'm in a completely different outfit. That's because it is a different day. I was fighting the storage on my phone, so I do apologise. For you, this is just going to be a solar jump cut. Maybe I won't even put this explanation in. Maybe I'll put this explanation in at the end of the video while I'm rolling the credits so that it's funny. Maybe I can have this current statement fade into the Magnus
Protocol is a podcast distributed by Rusty Quill and licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike 4.0 international license.